welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever cleaned your kitchen only for it to feel messy again? Just a few hours later, the cabinets are crammed, the drawers won't close properly, and the counters. There's always something sitting there, and you're not even sure if it needs to be there or not. It's not because you're lazy, it's because so many of us are holding on to too many small things, bits and pieces that quietly build up over time. And before we know it, they're making it nearly impossible to keep the kitchen tidy. But don't worry, because I'm going to walk you through 15 common items that almost every kitchen has, but that might actually be causing more stress than they're worth. Each item I mention will come with a real-life example and a simple reason why it might be time to let it go. No pressure, no guilt. And if you stick around to the end, I've got a few sneaky clutter culprits that most people don't even realize are taking up room. But once they're gone, you'll feel the difference right away. Let's get started. Number 1 is single-use kitchen gadgets. You know those little tools that feel like a great idea at the time. An avocado slicer, a banana cutter, the apple corer you used once last fall, or maybe a device that promises to peel garlic faster, slice vegetables prettier, or save time if only you remembered to use it. They usually come home with good intentions. You think, this will make cooking easier? But most of the time, they end up stuffed in a drawer, pushed behind the mixing bowls, and completely forgotten. Here's what I've learned. If a tool only does one job and you haven't used it in months, your regular kitchen tools can probably do the same thing faster and with less clutter. Ask yourself, do I really need a gadget for this? Or could I just use a knife? Keep the ones you genuinely use. If you make apple slices every day and that slicer saves you time, great, keep it. But if it's more of a maybe someday tool, it's okay to let it go. Letting go of single-use gadgets makes your drawers easier to open, your tools easier to find, and your cooking process smoother with less decision fatigue. And if you're looking for more cleaning tips, check out our next video. In the next video, I'll be showing you some of my favorite minimalist tips and tools that I've kept around. They're really useful and guaranteed to keep your home spotless. Subscribe now to stay up to date. Now back to today's video. Number 2 is mismatched food storage containers. We tend to keep food containers just in case. Just in case we have guests. Just in case we meal prep more. Just in case that missing lid shows up. But what actually happens, you start with one neat set, then over time you end up with a drawer full of mismatched lids, warped bottoms, and that one container you swear used to have a match, but hasn't in years. Here's what I do every few months, but the effect is extremely high. I pull out every container and every lid. I match them up one by one. If something doesn't have a pair, it goes. If it's cracked, stained, or never gets used, that goes too. I also limit how many I keep per size. Do I really need 6 tiny snack containers when I only pack lunch twice a week? Probably not. Once you do this, 2 things happen. You can finally stack them without the whole pile falling over. You stop wasting time searching for the right lid because now they're all the right lid. This is one of those quick wins that saves you time every single day. You open the cabinet and everything fits without frustration. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 3 is takeout containers. Let's talk about all those empty containers we keep. Not the nice matching ones, but the ones from food we've already eaten. The big yogurt tub you rinsed out. The takeout box that might be good for leftovers. The glass jar from pasta sauce that seems too good to throw away. We all do it. We think maybe I'll use this later. For crafts, for food, for paint, water, for something. But the truth is most of those containers just sit there. They don't stack well. They don't match anything. And they take up more space than we think. The solution here is simple but powerful. Pick just a few to keep. Maybe 2 yogurt tubs you actually use for snacks or kids' projects. 1 or 2 glass jars that seal well and look nice. Ask, have I used any of these in the last month? Do I even remember why I kept this one? Would I pick this over the containers I actually like using? Because here's the truth. Saving every single jar or plastic tub doesn't make life more prepared, it just makes your cabinets more crowded. And the funny thing is these containers are always coming back. You'll buy more yogurt, you'll finish another jam jar, You're not running out, you're just choosing to keep the best instead of all. So set a small limit that makes sense for your home. Give the rest permission to go. When you do, your shelves will feel calmer. You'll stop digging past things you don't use. And you'll remember it's okay to let go, especially when you know there's always more coming. 1. Duplicated cooking utensils. Number 1 is duplicated cooking utensils. It's easy to end up with 3 wooden spoons, 4 spatulas, and a handful of whisks, even if you only ever use one of each. They sneak in slowly, one from a cooking set, one from a wedding gift, one that looked too cute to pass up. And over time, your drawer turns into a cluttered mix of maybe someday and I forgot I had this. Here's what I did. I took out every single utensil and grouped them by type, all the spoons together, all the spatulas, all the whisks. Then I picked just 1 or 2 of each, the ones I actually reach for when I'm cooking. If I hadn't used it in the past few months, or if I always skipped over it for another one, it went into the donation box. And the result? Now when I open that drawer, I don't have to dig. I don't have to guess. Everything I see is something I actually use, and that small change has made daily cooking feel lighter and easier. Less clutter, less decision fatigue, and you have added a little space in your home that is really handy. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 4 is duplicated cooking utensils. It's easy to end up with 3 wooden spoons, 4 spatulas, and a handful of whisks, even if you only ever use one of each. They sneak in slowly, one from a cooking set, one from a wedding gift, one that looked too cute to pass up. And over time, your drawer turns into a cluttered mix of maybe someday and I forgot I had this. Here's what I did. I took out every single utensil and grouped them by type. All the spoons together, all the spatulas, all the whisks. Then I picked just 1 or 2 of each, the ones I actually reach for when I'm cooking. If I hadn't used it in the past few months, or if I always skipped over it for another one, it went into the donation box. And the result? Now when I open that drawer, I don't have to dig. I don't have to guess. Everything I see is something I actually use, and that small change has made daily cooking feel lighter and easier. Less clutter, less decision fatigue, and you have added a little space in your home that is really handy. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 5 is water bottles, travel mugs, and cups with straws. Be honest, how many water bottles do you own? But never actually use? We keep buying them, keep buying it. Because they look cute, because there's a new size or color. And each time we tell ourselves this one's better than the last. But here's what actually happens. They pile up. Most of them sit untouched. And the ones we do get buried at the back of the cabinet. If that sounds familiar, it's time to reset. Line up every bottle, mug, and tumbler you own. Pick out the few that you truly use, the ones that don't leak, feel good to carry, and actually make it out the door with you. The rest you're allowed to let go, even if they were expensive, even if they're still perfectly good. With fewer water bottles, travel mugs, you'll grab what you need faster and stop wasting time digging through a pile of plastic you never really liked. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 6 is old appliances you rarely or never use. We often keep appliances because they seem useful. They're scratched, dusty, a little wobbly, maybe the button sticks or it makes a weird noise when it runs. But it still kind of works, so you keep it. It might be a blender that struggles to blend, a toaster that only toasts one side, or a rice cooker that's been replaced, but the old one is still tucked in the corner just in case. The truth is, if an appliance doesn't work properly, you should stop using it. And the solution to this problem is very simple. Pull out every appliance you've been holding onto, not just the ones in plain sight, but the ones hiding in the back of cabinets too. Ask yourself a few simple questions. When was the last time I used this? Does it still work the way it's supposed to? Would I choose this over the appliance I already replaced it with? If the answer is I don't know, not really, or probably not, then it's time to let it go. You don't need to keep something just because it technically still turns on. If it's broken, glitchy, or always frustrating to use, it's not helping you. It's just taking up space. Letting go of those half-working, long-forgotten appliances creates room for the tools you actually use and gives your kitchen a calmer, more functional feel every day. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 7 is extra pots and pans you rarely use. There's always that one pan too big, too small, too awkward that sits in the back of the cabinet just in case. And maybe a pot you bought for a specific recipe, but haven't touched since. Or that old frying pan that doesn't heat evenly anymore but still feels too good to toss. Over time, these extras build up. You keep telling yourself you'll use them one day, but if they haven't been used in months, they're probably not part of your real routine. The solution below will help you. Take everything out, all your pots, pans, and lids, group them by type and ask, which ones do I actually cook with every week? Are there any I always avoid because they're too heavy, too scratched, or just annoying to clean? If something never makes it to the stove, it doesn't need to stay in your kitchen. And don't forget to check the lids. You'd be surprised how many don't match anything anymore. Letting go of the extras makes your cabinets easier to open, your cookware easier to stack, and cooking feel less like a juggling act and more like a flow. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 8 is grocery bags. Let's be honest, saving grocery bags starts as a good habit until it quietly turns into clutter. At first, it's I'll reuse this. Then it becomes I'll keep a few more just in case. And before long, you've got a bag full of bags and no real plan to use any of them. They take up space. They overflow drawers. And most of the time, you still forget to bring one when you actually go shopping. And most homes only need a small handful. A few for trash bins, maybe 1 or 2 to reuse for groceries. That's it. Extra bags create daily clutter. They spill out, fall behind drawers, or get shoved into corners. The things to do are simple. Empty the whole stash, all plastic, paper, and reusable bags. Choose a reasonable limit that actually fits your lifestyle. Example 5, plastic, 3 paper, 3 reusable. Let go of the rest. Recycle what you can and stop the overflow at the source. Keeping only what you actually use turns your bag situation from messy and endless into simple and manageable. One less thing taking up mental and physical space. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 9 is measuring cups and spoons. Measuring tools are sneaky. You buy one set, then get another with a cookware bundle. Then, maybe you keep the older set just in case and somehow end up with 3 sets of the same thing. But here's the reality. You probably use the same 1 or 2 pieces every time you cook. The rest just clutter up your drawers and make it harder to find the size you actually need. Too many duplicates make it harder to see and grab the ones you use. Most recipes don't require 5 sets of measuring spoons. Keeping only what you use clears out drawer space instantly. And to keep your drawer holding only the counters you need, do the following. Pull out all your measuring tools, spoons, cups, jugs, everything. Match up full sets if you need 1 complete set for baking. Keep your favorite sizes, the ones you reach for every week. Donate or recycle the rest. You might be surprised how much easier your drawer is to open after this one small change. Fewer tools, else less time searching, less clutter in your kitchen, and a smoother flow when you're cooking or baking. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 10 is drinking glasses and mugs you never actually use. Most of us have way more cups and mugs than we actually need. You know, the ones, the souvenir mug from a trip, the glass that came in a random gift, set the funny mug with a saying you liked 5 years ago. They all ended up in the cabinet, and they all just stayed there. But when you actually reach for something to drink, you probably use the same few over and over again because they're the right size, they feel good to hold, and they just work. This simple solution will help you solve the above problem completely. Take out every glass and mug. Ask yourself, do I actually drink from this? Do I even like using it? Keep your favorites, maybe a few extras for when guests come over. But let go of the rest, even if they were gifts or part of a memory. When your cabinet only holds the things you actually like using, it becomes easier to grab what you need, easier to put things away, and easier to enjoy a quiet cup of coffee or a cold glass of water without the clutter. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 11 is worn-out dishcloths and kitchen towels. These are the kind of items we barely notice until we really look. Towels that are fraying at the edges. Dishcloths that never quite smell clean no matter how many times you wash them. ones that are stained, stretched out, or just plain falling apart. But we keep them anyway, because they still work, technically. Or we just haven't gotten around to replacing them. The truth is, old cloths don't clean as well. They push water around instead of soaking it up. They can hold bacteria and odors even when washed. And honestly, they make the whole kitchen feel a little dingier than it needs to. To solve this problem, you need go through your dishcloth drawer and pull out every single one. Toss the ones that are ripped, stiff, discolored, or smelly. Keep only the ones that are clean, soft, and absorbent. If you're short set, a reminder to replace them with a small, fresh set. It's an affordable swap that makes a big difference. And if you want to keep a few junky ones for messy jobs, that's fine. Just limit how many and store them separately. When your towels are clean and in good shape, your kitchen feels fresher and you feel more motivated to keep it that way. Now let's move on to the next part. Number 12 is old sponges and worn out dish brushes. We all have that one sponge that's been around way too long. It's a little discolored, maybe starting to tear. It smells a bit off even when it's dry. And every time you use it, you know it should probably be in the trash, but somehow it's still there. The same goes for dish brushes with bent bristles or handles that are coming loose. You need know. Old sponges can hold bacteria and grime even after rinsing. They stop cleaning effectively just smearing stuff around instead of removing it. And honestly, using them doesn't feel great. To solve this problem, you need check every sponge brush or scrubber in your sink area. If it's torn, smells musty, or looks worn down, toss it. Replace with 1 or 2 good quality tools you actually enjoy using. And if you tend to forget, set a reminder to swap sponges every few weeks. Even just writing the date on the packaging can help. When your cleaning tools are fresh, you're more likely to use them, and your kitchen stays cleaner with less effort. Now let's move on to the next part. Number is 13 cookbooks and printed recipes. Let's talk about all those recipes you've saved but haven't touched in years. The cookbooks sitting on a high shelf, the printed pages from food blogs, the magazine cutouts you meant to try one day. They add up quietly. You think this looks good, I'll make it soon. But months or even years go by and they're still sitting there collecting dust. Here's why it's worth letting them go. Too many recipes make it harder to find the few you actually love. You waste time flipping through things you'll never make. And often, your real go-to meals are already in your head or in one small section of your kitchen. To solve this problem, you need pull them all out books, loose pages, old folders. Keep only what you've used recently or are truly excited to try. Give away the recipes you've memorized. And if there are recipes you love but don't want to lose, take pictures or save them digitally. It makes managing them so much easier. When your recipe collection is simple and realistic, cooking becomes easier, faster, and a whole lot less overwhelming. So that's the list, simple things, right? But letting go of even just a few of these can make your kitchen feel so much lighter and calmer. It's not about having the perfect setup. It's about creating a space that works for you. One where it's easier to cook, easier to clean, and easier to breathe. If you made it this far, I hope you're feeling a little more in control, a little more motivated, and a little more ready to clear out what no longer serves you. And if you are looking for more cleaning tips, then watch our next video. In the next video, I'll walk you through some of the minimalist tricks and tools that I've kept that are really helpful in keeping your home spotless. Subscribe now to stay notified. See you there!